everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I'm very excited to be back with you today in my video series Flashcards 2.0. Today I've created some really fun and very different Christmas cards. My first version I used the Merry Minis punch pack, and I did it all with stars. I thought I'd do one kind of clean and simple, and then one I do in traditional colors. I love the look of the stars, but then today I got a wild hair and really thought I could have some fun with a 1/2-inch circle punch. And I got to tell you, I love how it came out. And the greatest part is I just used 2 little pieces of cardstock to create the card. So let's go ahead and get started with the cards. Now I'm going to create the circle one for you, although it's going to go together in the exact same way if you do the stars. So let's go ahead and begin. I will use a piece of Whisper White as my card base. I have that cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. And I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and just give that a crease so my card base is ready. Now my flashcard pieces, I'm going to be using Real Red and Gumball Green. Now normally I would be using a piece of colored cardstock and a piece of neutral cardstock. Shaking it up a little bit today. I hope that's okay. So we're going to be using 2 pieces of colored cardstock for our Flashcard 2.0. Now, if you have no clue what Flashcards 2.0 is, you can find that by just going to YouTube and doing a search, Connie Stewart Flashcards 2.0. You'll see the video there. It'll explain how we create all those cards, and you'll see lots of them on YouTube. Lots of different cards using just 2 pieces of cardstock, so be sure to check that out. All right, well, let's go ahead and begin with our Gumball Green. I'm going to be using a 1/2-inch circle punch to create my card today, and I'm going to need 14 of these little 1/2-inch circles. And so you're going to punch out 14 of those, and then you're going to come in and repeat that same process with the red cardstock, and you're going to need 7 in the red. Now listen, as you get going, if you decide you need more, trust me, you have plenty of cardstock to work with, so don't let that bother you at all. In fact, I can easily see you'll probably be able to make 2 cards out of just 1 piece of cardstock. All right, I've got that ready, so I'm going to bring in my card base now. And I learned a little something when I was working on this card before. I started by doing all of the work here of the tree, and then I stamped. Well, guess what I did? I dinged it up. I accidentally kind of dropped the stamp just a little bit. All that work out the window. So my tip today, stamp first, then put everything together. So please learn from my mistakes. Okay, I will be using the Holly Jolly stamp from A Banner Greeting. And you know what? I see I've got a little fuzzy on there. Let me take care of that real quick, because if you guys know, in stamping, any little thing that is on a stamp, it's going to show up. So I want to make sure that's good and ready. I'm going to stamp it up at the top of my card base. I'm stamping in Real Red Classic ink. Beautiful. Okay, so now that I've got that done, now I feel better. I don't have to worry about messing it up. So we're going to come in and start working with those circles. Now, before we do that, I have taken what I like to call Stampin' Dimensional bones. Do you guys know what that is? That's these little edges that typically after we've used all the Stampin' Dimensionals, we have these little edges left over. Well, we don't throw away anything around here. And so I'm just going to have you snip it. You're going to need 22 little pieces of Stampin' Dimensional. And all you're going to do is just take those little tiny pieces and adhere it to the back of all those circles. Now, you are going to have one more left over, and let me go ahead and show you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring in the Merry Minis punch pack, and I'm going to use that star. And guys, just use a little piece of scrap of your glimmer paper and just punch yourself out one little star. Ooh, I'm kind of going against the standard with flashcards. I say I never have you bring in another piece, but it really did need that little bit of bling there. So I hope you don't mind that we brought in one little tiny piece, and it's just a scrap, so hopefully that doesn't count against me. Okay, so I've got my pieces here, and I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in all of my little dots. Now, one of the things, we're going to put 6 along the bottom. And I did, again, as I've been working on this project, I learned the key is, oh, these stick like crazy. Don't press it down. Just gently lay it on there. So if you need to adjust anything, you can still do that. So we're just going to lightly put these on here, but I have a tendency to, you know, kind of slope upward. So this really not adhering anything down. I can see everything probably needs to come over just a hair. But as I said, I haven't pressed anything down really firm yet. And I'm going to be honest, this is the only part you really have to fuss with. I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, this card's going to take forever, but it's really not. So once I look at it and I say, okay, I'm good and straight, I'm good on either side, I can give that a press. Now we can come in and we're just going to go right in between those. I'm still going to do the same thing, and I'm not going to press these down just in case I need to move it like I do that one right there. So we just kind of come in and bring these in right in between. Now, I'm not going to make this whole card in front of you because I will bore you to tears. But you can see layer 2 of my little tree actually went together awfully fast. Again, I can see everything looks pretty straight. Give it a press. You're going to continue to do that all the way up. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add that glimmer star, and you are going to have one more piece because I told you to cut 22 of these little Stampin' Dimensional bones, and you can see we're just going to add that star to the top of our tree. It really is a very simple card, and you know, I thought it would take forever. It really wasn't too bad. And once I got the hang of it, I felt that it really went awfully fast. Oh, and I wanted to show you one more thing. I know I just brought in all my other samples, but if you want to have some fun, you could also, instead of using real red cardstock, you could use the Cherry Cobbler glimmer paper. What do you think of that if we use those instead? That just gives some awfully gorgeous shine to the card. I liked that one too. So for all you real blingy girls out there, and I know you're out there, guys too, we all love bling. Who doesn't love a little bling? You might want to try using that glimmer paper instead. And what's great, it really doesn't use that much. A little goes a long way. So anyway, that is our card for today. I hope you guys enjoy today's Flashcard 2.0, and that's one that will give you some true inspiration this holiday season. Now, do you need that half-inch circle punch or the Merry Mini punch pack? Well, all of that can be found at simplysimplestamping.com. There's an online order button. Click that button and you are good to go. We'll have it shipped right out to you right away so you can get going with your cards. Now, if you're also one of those you just don't like to cut cardstock, well, I hear you. Most of us really don't like that part. We just like to get to the creative part. You can also order your flashcards to go. Flashcards to go are simply all your cardstock cut, ready envelopes, your flashcard pieces, your cut cardstock. It's scored. It's all ready. All the envelopes. You are going to be so set. So check that out as well at simplysimplestamping.com. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.